All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. I wanted to title this lesson, Be Mindful of Your Words. Okay? And, that phrase, it has so many levels of applications that can be used. Of course, you want to be mindful of your words while you are around unworthy ears. Okay, while you're around people who don't need to be, don't need to be hearing. Edomites are going to go into captivity. Things of that nature. Because, for example, your boss, if he hears that, you might get fired, right? So, if that can be avoided, you want to do that. But more so being mindful of your words when you're teaching, okay? When you're teaching or when you're proclaiming something, or when you even in your thoughts, be mindful of your thoughts too, okay? Your mental words, okay? And I want to get a couple of precepts. So I'm going to start here in Luke chapter 6, verse 45. It says, "A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh." Okay? So out of the good treasure of the heart, out of the intentions of his mind, a man is going to bring forth his actions. He's going to bring forth his intentions that he meditated to do, okay? And ultimately, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, is the one who puts that spirit on us to do the things that we do and to proclaim the words that we proclaim. So it's important to examine your mental state, okay, before you speak, okay? Because a lot of times you could condemn yourself in your words, okay? This is Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. It says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?" All right. Verse 10, it says, "I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings." Okay, so our mind and our heart is really deceitful. We can think that we got it and we don't. We can think that we know the truth and we don't. We can think that we're being righteous and we don't. That's why we have to try our own spirit by the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shai. Okay, we have to, and by doing that, we read the scriptures and we see, are we living according to the way that the Bible is telling us to live? Okay, that's how we examine ourselves daily, whether we're in the faith. That's how we continue to judge ourselves according to that judgment that we judge. All right. So the Most High is the one who searches the intents of our heart. Okay, and He's the one who tries our integrity. Okay, and He rewards us according to that level of faith or unbelief that we have. All right. So we read that in Luke. Let's jump to Matthew. Matthew chapter 12. All right. Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Okay? So if you're speaking idly, or if you're saying you're going to do something and you don't end up doing it, then you are going to have to testify to the Most High. You're going to have to give account. You're going to have to say the reason why you said this and you didn't do it. You're going to be asked that, and you're not really going to be able to give an answer, You're going to be speechless, because there is no excuse on making a vow to the Most High and not carrying it out. If you make a vow, then you got to carry it out. Okay, same thing if you're teaching in the Lord's name, in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and you're teaching out of your own heart, you're going to have to basically be judged for that. Okay, and when you go to court, you get judged. There's a judge that sits there, and you give you give your case, you plead your case, whether you plead guilty or innocent. Okay, and you get judged. You're supposed to get judged righteously in this kingdom, but Yahushua is going to be the one who is judging us. Okay, and so we're going to be judged righteously. All right, whether our deeds are good or evil. All right, therefore, verse 37, it says, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." So, by your words, if you aren't if you aren't speaking according to righteousness, then you're going to be condemned. Okay, and condemnation around this time ain't a fun thing to experience. All right, but if we speak words that are just and right and correct through the doctrine, then we're going to be justified by our works, even though the world may condemn us for the words that we speak. We're going to be justified, okay, by Yahushua, okay, if we continue speaking these righteous words, which is why it's really important to be mindful of your words, okay. Let's go to James. Go to James chapter 3. James chapter 3, verse 5. All right, it says, "Even so the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things." Yeah, so, our arm is way bigger than our tongue, but our tongue can really do more damage than our arm can. We can bring out the mystery. We can bring out the mysteries of the Bible. We can bring out who Esau is according to the scriptures. We can explain who we are according to the scriptures. And that in itself, and the Lord's name, that in itself is a huge, America, Babylon the Great, and the mark of the beast is the RFID chip. That technology, that chip is the mark of the beast. And so those things right there have more power. There's more power in those words than any punch or any bat that I can swing or any gun that I can pull. You see? And so that's why that tongue, even though it's a little member, it can do a lot of damage. Okay? You can use it for good or evil. Right? So it says, I'm going to read verse 5 again. "Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth." Right? So, you could, use that, what's the flint and, whatever, to spark a fire, something in flint, Salaki, I can't remember right now, to go ahead and spark a fire, and then you get one little spark, and then you can burn down a whole forest with that spark. It grows into a flame, and it can engulf a whole bunch of stuff. Well, that's our tongue. It creates that spark, okay, and it's lighting up. It's lighting up the basically Jake is being woken up from that spark, man. Okay, and same thing on the left hand side. All right, if you're teaching lies like Esau, teaching that the Messiah looked like him according to the Bible, that we don't know who this nation is, this and that, Hey, come in, brother. We don't know what this nation is or what this tribe is. Those lies are powerful. So, it can be used on both sides. Continuing on, it says in verse 6, "And the tongue is like a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beasts, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind. but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. All right. So, hey man, the tongue is a deadly weapon, man. Okay. You can't tame, even though you can tame dogs and cats and things of that nature, you can't tame the tongue. So it's an unruly evil. If you don't put your tongue under subjection, no one's going to be able to. So you have to understand the importance of that. All right. You want to be in the video, bro? Go ahead and get Sirach 28 and 13. All right. And I'm going to get Sirach chapter 20 and 7. It says, a wise man will hold his tongue till he see opportunity, but a babbler and a fool will regard no time. Okay? So we have to know how to properly use our tongue. All right? Whether to when to speak and when not to speak. All right? Because when you can speak a wise word and not speak it during the right time, and it can be abhorred, it can be shunned, and it can be ignored. All right? Or you can speak at the perfect time, and it's like that perfect note in that symphony. Everything just comes together. You got that, bro?
Come on, brother. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 28, verse 13. Curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace.
Right. So a whisperer or a double-tongued man, somebody who's going back and spreading rumors. All right. You know, and a double tongue, you say one thing, but you mean another, or you go back on your word. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 14, a backbiting tongue hath disquieted many, and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities have they pulled down, and overthrown the houses of great men.
Right. So a backbiter, somebody who's backstabbing and lying and finessing their way into getting into whatever position that they want to get into, you know, being conniving. Go ahead.
Verse 15, a backbiting tongue hath cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16,
Go ahead.
Verse 16, whoso hearkeneth unto it shall never find rest and never dwell quietly.
Right. So whoso hearkeneth what was that verse? What?
16.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 17, the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones.
Yep. So, hey, they say sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And the scriptures say otherwise, because you can say one thing, and that thing that you say, man, can stick with somebody for the rest of their life and hinder them more than a broken, or a fractured wrist or ankle that can heal. Okay. So that's why it's important too to like say, you know, your words are very powerful. And vibrations by the Most High's words that He spoke, He's going to carry out those things that He spoke. That's prophecy. That's when you saying things before. That's prophecy. So prophecy is very powerful. Okay, more powerful than being able to pick up a gun or a sword or anything to try to carnally put this man out of power. We are prophesying before these things come to pass, because we know that Yahweh spoke them in times past, okay, and we know that He's going to bring them into fruition. All right, what you say you're in verse 17 now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 18, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue.
Yep, many have fallen by the edge of the sword. So many people have died in wars and you know, by the sword and axe and all that stuff. But more people have died by the tongue. Okay, people kill themselves, you know, over lies or you know, something that's happened to somebody because of some BS that went on, you know. Different situations to where you actually have more people that have been killed by words, okay, or the what's the word I look for? The reaction of word, for lack of a better term, okay. They've been killed by the product of words is what I was looking for, instead of the sword, man. Okay, so you just got to be careful, man. You know, hey, people continue to eat the things that they've been eating, which is killing them because of the words that the so-called white man has said. Oh, hey, you know, it's okay to eat this. Take this medicine. It'll get you better. All right. So that's just one example, man. You know, but you know, that's pretty much you know what I wanted to convey through the Spirit. You know, I didn't want to make it a long lesson. Just be mindful of the words that you speak. You know, you can be condemned or justified by our words. So I brought this out. We're justified by our words. With that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachel Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.